I What up, what up, what up? Y'all know what it is. We back in the building. Enlightened Ediot podcast coming at you live each and every Saturday, doing what it is that we do, trying to enlighten you folks, help you folks. Sometimes we try to help your folks, but then again, some of y'all are unhelpable, but it is what it is. Any. The rant for the day is this. This whole what's her name? Lindsay Clancy, or have you say her name? It don't even matter what her name is, right? I'm listening to and I'm watching social media because this thing is very, very intriguing. And it's intriguing to me for reasons that I don't think people think, right? It's intriguing to me because, on one hand, you have women upset because they're saying, yes, postpartum is a real thing. You got to look beyond the fact of what happened. You got to look at her mental illness, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I 100% wholeheartedly agree. I do. On the other hand, you got ladies saying, well, you still got to look at the outcome. So even if you look at that, a lot of women go through that and have not gone as far as she went. I agree. Now, at the same time, everybody is saying men should have nothing to say about this. We need to mind our business. So let's think about this for a minute, right? When it comes to women's issues, we need to mind our business and shut up because we don't know what they're going through. When it comes to LGBTQ issues, we need to shut up because we don't know what they're going through. But everybody, I mean, everybody, man, woman, child, dog, cat, snake, frog, I don't care what it is, they can all talk about men's issues. At the end of the day, it comes down to fairness, inclusion, all the words that everybody want to use. If you want to say you want to make things fair, stop pushing the goalposts and saying that men can't speak on it as well, because at the end of the day, we have our opinions as well, whether that's women's issues, whether that's LGBTQ issues. Everybody can talk about what's going on with us. They can tell us as men how we should be, can't be, not supposed to be, shouldn't be, with anything that got to do with anything. They could tell us that. But we are never supposed to speak on anything because we don't know. We ain't worrying about what we know. We going by what we see. As logical creatures, we speak on the facts. We don't speak too much on emotions. As men, we're rarely emotional people at all. It is what it is. Don't get me wrong, you got some very, very, very emotional dudes. But that's far and in between. It's not a whole lot of them. For the most part, we speak on facts. What do we see? What can we touch? What do we smell? That's the things that we speak on. So when we speaking on issues when it comes to women or LGBTQ, we speaking on what we see, not what we feel. If we're gonna keep putting what we feel in the middle of everything, I guess we can't talk about nothing because we don't feel as much as everybody else feel. But it is what it is. If y'all wanted to be fair, if y'all wanted to be equal, we all got to be able to have the same conversations. Until that happens, it's never going to be fair and it's never going to be equal. Point blank, period. What up, son?
What's happening? Um, oh man, where do I start? So for all those that was like, where have men been these past 3 years? I'm not gonna hold you. It's been a lot going on. I don't tend to watch the news. I have my own stuff going on, but when I did find out about this situation, and I did see out, it was to me. Y'all could come after me, whatever. It's crazy to me that you have more men talking about protecting these babies than women. I'm just sorry. Every time someone brings up the unaliving, it's always followed by a but. But he didn't take care of her. But he went to the store. But he was probably cheating. But the kids would probably run around the house. But postpartum. But blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of the buts. 3 babies are no longer here. 3 babies are no longer here. So whatever y'all stance on, 3 babies are no longer here. And we need to stay on that topic and that topic alone. Whatever the jury, whoever finds whatever they find is whatever they find. But 3 babies are no longer here. I land my plane on that one.
Point blank, period.
Hold on, baby. Chill, hold on. You know what time it is, man. Come on, now. All on the table, a cast unmatched, get outclassed. Who's not typecast for telling fables? The artifacts just kick back, enjoy the panel. With truth lies in all sides, get different angles. With grown talk the mission, small talk is missing. Free talk don't always equate to your addition. The difference, no misstep in intellect, delayed stress. This podcast a safe bet. Stay enlightened.
All right. We started at a little somber, but it is what it is. Life goes on. To have a conversation like we're going to have tonight, this is going to be, well, the attempt is, let me rephrase this correctly. The attempt is for this to be a love letter to Black women. Letting y'all know we actually do love y'all. Although there are some things that get on our nerves, I mean, we love y'all. Why y'all believe we don't? I don't know. I'm confused by it. So I'm the type of person, when I get confused by things, I go talk to subject matter experts. Because apparently I'm the person with no feelings, is what I'm being told by many people. So I bring on people with a lot of feelings. Bruce Almighty, what's up, sir?
Oh, shit. I was in my feelings. I'm sorry.
Roger that. Introduce yourself to the folks, sir.
What's up, world? This is Bruce Almighty, the CEO, captain, and general of Orphanage TV. Saying what's up to the world. Hey, Tech, what's up, bro? How y'all? I'm here. I love the topic. I'm just the, what you call it? I'm just the passenger on this journey that's called life. That's all. That's
Roger
it.
that. Roger that.
Yeah.
So, by popular demand, I knew I had to bring one person in on this conversation because he one of them dudes that they just love to hear what this guy got to say. I mean,
oh, really?
He is a doctor and whatnot. I'm just saying. What up, son?
What it is, sir? How are you? How everybody doing?
Good, sir. Good.
Good. Can't complain. Doc, it's always great to have you on the show.
Yes, sir. It's blessing to be here. Be amongst the land of the living.
He said blessing. I know he lying now. I know.
It don't matter the venue or terrain or space. It is what it is.
Yeah, gotcha.
Roger that. So every now and then in these conversations, we have a wild card. I don't know who the wild card is going to be tonight, but we all.
It look like we got a volunteer.
The fact you volunteered to be the wild card is crazy. Like, I ain't even say nothing yet. Like, I don't even know who the next person is that's coming on the show. He just instantly was like, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
But all right. Let's see where this goes, man. Last but not least, we got Charlie Funk in the building. What up with you?
What's happening, man? It's Charlie Funk with the eye telling you. Y'all already know I'm inspired by love, so I'm living in my feelings and I'm finding facts inside of them. You feel?
What?
Hey.
Wait. First of all, the fact that you walked in the door with this conversation with Pep Lingo is crazy. Say that one more time for
the people. Is that Pep Lingo?
You feel me? I'm Charlie Funk. I'm inspired by love. You feel me? So I'm the IXLian. That's IXL is an equation. Inspiration times love. I'm always inspired by love. You feel me? I'm gonna see what I love, and I'm gonna find, some facts inside the feelings. You know what I'm saying? People get tied up in their feelings a lot, but let's see why it affects you so much.
That's what I'm talking about. Look. This is about to be one of them shows. I just feel it. I just feel it. So, first of all, Charlie, being as though you are inspired by love, why do you believe that black women don't think as black men, we don't love them?
I don't think they're seeing the examples of love that they see broadcasted. You know what people call the definition of love, and then they commercialize, or what they being told love is. They not seeing whatever that is, or whatever they expectations of love. They not receiving that.
Mm. I asked a question the other day on social media about uh, people either getting the relationship they want or the relationship they feel they deserve, right? Doc, what was your answer to that question? Do you remember your answer to that
First,
question?
first of all, he said deserve.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hung up on the word deserve.
And listen, I made sure I used the exact words I used then,
Yeah,
just in case.
yeah. He said deserve. The
Yeah, like
audacity.
that gave me pause. You know that made me gasp. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, we could sit here and say we deserve anything in this world, and you have every right to say what you deserve. But in the grand scheme of things, do that does not equate to you have the right to whatever it is that you want. And I think that's when we talk about, from this aspect of women thinking or believing that we do not love them. uh, let's really be open and honest here that love is it's not really rooted in feeling. Love is an action. And so when you are a man and really showing up the way that you really need to show up for a woman or your spouse or your wife or your better half, it at the end of the day, it really has nothing to do with how I feel. It has everything to do with how I'm showing up to give you what it is that you need, not necessarily what you want. And because I love you and I express that in a tangible way and playing off of your feelings, sure, I'm going to give you things that's going to make you happy. But at the end of the day, my love for you has nothing to do with how I make you feel. It's about me showing up in a way to make sure that you have what you need.
Understand. Heck, do you remember your answer to that question? Who's listening?
Yeah. I said pretty much too many people are caught up over social media and reality TV. So to go to Charlie's point, they are seeing these images of what a great relationship is and what a great partner looks like, and they're going based off of that versus they might have a man at home that literally goes to work, comes home, hands her his paycheck, make sure everything's taken care of, boom, 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 boom. But because he's not pulling up in a Bentley, and because he don't have 10 gold chains all sparkling with diamonds around his neck, she feels, oh, well, there's more to life than what I'm getting right now. But that man loves you. That man don't put his hands on you. He don't raise his voice to you. He don't do any of those things that we often see the imagery of this toxic behavior that's out here. He don't do none of that. He loves you. He gives you words of affirmation. He pours into you, right? But because it's not, oh, Blueface just took his girl out to Tahiti and they wild out on the beach all week. Because we can't do that, my life sucks. My life is not, my relationship ain't where it needs to be. I feel like I don't feel loved. I don't feel all these things. And we got to realistically get out of this social media imagery because most of the people that we are watching on social media, they are pump faking to the 1,000th power.
Yes, sir.
They don't even like each other. But when the cameras turn on, Come here, baby. I got you. You know what you want. But they probably stayed in a separate room. How many times did we didn't even know our grandparents stayed in separate rooms, but they were together.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Yep.
I seen this video. This is a couple years back, right? The chick was saying, well, let me start from the beginning. She did a video. This is a podcaster chick. I can't remember her name, and she was saying how she's yet to meet a dude that does all the traditional things: open her door, give her flowers, come meet her at the door. You know, get out the car, come meet her at the door, walk down, give her some flowers, open the door, put her in the seat. You know, so she could reach over and open his door. And she was like, "Man, I want that fairy tale thing one time. I just want to experience it, etc., etc. This, that, and the third." So, a couple months pass, and she does another video. She says, I realize the things that I don't want from a man. And she was saying how she met a dude that actually did all those things. And to her, he was the corniest dude on the planet at that moment. She said in her mind, I really wanted to experience like this feeling, this action, these things happening in simultaneous order. Like I just need it. And she said, as soon as I felt it, she instantly was just like, nah, like this ain't it. Like this dude just corny. We talked about Superman versus Clark Kent. And I think a lot of times when it comes to these relationships, people think that dude's supposed to be Superman every day, all day. But Superman ain't Superman every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your cape comes off. You can't do everything. Sometimes you vulnerable too. Like it is what it is. So speaking of vulnerability, Bruce, how do you feel about why are you laughing before I even ask the question? You just about to say something. In your mind, you know you're gonna say something real diabolical. That's the crazy part.
To be honest, I'm being honest, okay? It's not the fact that that you chose me to go next. My brain is different. It's just the fact that the way that you said vulnerability, that V just stood the fuck out of nowhere. It was like, speaking about vulnerability like that, that's all. This is how you said it, that's all. That's just me. That's all.
Roger
but I know
that.
it's all innocent. Yeah, I know it's innocent. It's all right.
So, speaking of vulnerability,
right.
Do you believe that you can be 100% vulnerable to your woman and it's 100% received the same exact way? Or do you think you have to kind of hold back so it's not used against you at some point?
You cannot be 100% vulnerable to your lady or your wife, but you can be 100% vulnerable with your side piece. That you can do. Now,
see, y'all thought I was joking. Y'all thought I was joking. I'm just
so here's the hold on, Hectic. Because I kind of feel like I know where he's going.
I kind of do too. I'm not gonna hold you. He ain't wrong.
No. He definitely spit a ball right there. Now where it goes after that, we don't know.
All right.
Is he gonna be Sheik Luch or he gonna be Jada right now? Let me know.
All right. So to answer your question some more. All right. Now, if you are vulnerable towards your woman, my personal opinion is that she can see that you are a man, right? And you are in need of some type of, a rub on the back, baby, it'll be okay. The whole spiel.
It's an echo. Somebody got something playing in the background.
I don't have nothing on. Nope.
Go ahead. Keep going.
It's not me. It's not me. Okay. So getting back, you can be vulnerable with your wife or your long-term woman, but what happens is over time that woman sees you as being in some cases weak at some points. Not every point, just in some small cases, just weak. And being a woman, they don't understand how a man thinks when it comes to certain things, because at the end of the day, men we are all still human, and we do go through things, but some women, they just don't really care about some of the things that you're going through. And to be fair, and vice versa, there has been some some how can you say, some stories and also some realities too as well, that sometimes some men, they don't want to hear what's going on with their partner, as far as like how would they, like how did they go. Now listen, when I say, I'll bring that back. Yes, they can actually, want to hear about what's going on with their day, but it's like, all right, your wife or your significant other could be like, hey, listen, I had an issue with this girl at the register today about some coupons or something like that. Now, with men in our brain, we're like, okay, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like that. This is how we think. We don't think that deep into things that's that small. And what happens is that when we, how can you say, when we dismiss those small things, we get looked at as being the bad guy. So when it comes to us being vulnerable with our women, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like these days, it really don't matter no more. It's about what can you do for me right now, and how can we survive? That's it. That's my opinion.
I agree. Doc.
How did I know it was coming this way next? Uh, I would agree to an extent with my brother Bruce, but I will say that just speaking from life experience, and I know that could very well be an outlier or an anomaly, but me as a married man going on 19 years of marriage in December, I fully believe that that takes to be completely vulnerable with your woman. That takes time. It takes intentionality. It takes growth. It takes two people working together to actually um, be on the same page for them to be vulnerable with one another, building that trust. So we have built to that stage to where we are actually vulnerable with one another, to where there is no room for attack, or if I share this with you about who I am, um, we're actually in that space to where we can actually be open and honest with one another about what it is that we're feeling, and we don't use that as ammunition against one another and flip it against one another. So if you're not really vested in a relationship, or if it takes two people, and so if uh, definitely if you're not really being open and honest about where you are, what your expectations are, and again, to Bruce's point, um, yes, men, we got feelings too, and we have to be open and honest and vulnerable enough to say, hey, this is where I stand, this is where I hurt, this is how this impacts me, this is how this makes me feel. And so, if your woman cannot handle that, or if she does not acknowledge that, then definitely there's some deeper and more harder conversations that we need to have. If everything is just one sided, to where I just need you to show up in a way to where it's that you are making me whole, that you are pouring into me, but vice versa, I'm just leaving you out there on a limb by yourself. So that's a deeper conversation that we need to have.
Mm. And
So,
Charlie, go ahead. Go
oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say I respect both of y'all's standpoint. Um, but for me, you got one time. If I tell you something, and in any remote way, fashion, you try to throw it back at me, you don't have to worry about it again. You do not have to worry about it again. And I had that one time, and she never heard my mouth ever again. And it was like Bruce was saying, and even Doc was saying, you know, it was a moment of weakness. It was going through a lot of stuff. I needed to. You supposed to be my woman, my lady, my
But is it is it really weakness for us to show vulnerability though?
yeah,
No,
it is, but it isn't, right?
I don't think it's
It's
weak.
Yeah, I don't believe it is.
I don't. So it's not weakness like, oh my God, you know, you are less than, but it is a moment of weakness, right? Because for most men, we are athletes. For most real men, we are athletes. We are holding the weight of the world on our shoulder, and sometimes the world tilts a little bit. We can't hold it, but so long. You know what I mean? And the person that is closest to you is supposed to help you tilt that world back up and get it where it needs to be. And there's a lot of people that's not even willing to help you, not even willing to put a little finger to help you tilt that world back up.
I think sometimes we align ourselves with the wrong people, and we get in relationships with these people that we knew we shouldn't have been fucking with from the beginning. But
Yeah.
like them, we might not. They might have seen potential. We saw some amazing guts, throat go 3 million, shit like that, and we was like, you know what? Maybe it's worth it. And then we figure out, oh shit, it's not worth it. And then we start looking at, oh man, I can't really talk to this bitch. I can't do it. I don't think it's a weakness for you to be able to be vulnerable with your chick, because you should be able to come home and be vulnerable with your person. You should be able, and I don't think it's a weakness. You should be able to talk to this person openly and freely and be able to express yourself how you need to express yourself without fear that it's going to come back on you later. If it's a fear that it's going to come back on you later, that's like having a homie that you know for a fact going to snitch on you, but you going to rob a bank with this nigga. Like, why would you be around this motherfucker? Like, it's just that simple.
Well,
So,
you know,
But-
it's people. I hate to say it, people like to give the benefit of the doubt. You like you said, we see something. So even like we've all plussed up someone that was even
For
in
sure.
their eyes felt less than.
Wait,
And we're
wait.
like,
Hold on,
yo,
hold on,
baby
hold on.
girl.
Because you said that, it made me think about something. I saw something earlier, and if anybody say that they didn't, they're a fucking liar. It said every dude has fell in love with a hoe at least once in their life.
Oh,
But keep going.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
true. That's true.
I ran out of digits.
No, that's true.
I
That's
ran out of
100% true.
digits. But yeah, we all saw something or some, you know what I mean, in a person that we're like, I see 10 red flags. But you know what? That one green one. I can hold on to that one green one.
Uh-huh. That's a fact.
Can I say something? Can I say something real fast?
Go ahead.
I know Charlie's coming up soon, and I don't want to take up his time. I just want to say this though. I believe nowadays with technology that's moving so fast, right? And this is my personal opinion. I don't think people should get married or get into a long-term relationship until after the age of like maybe 45 to 50. Because it's so easy now to have access to the world, like literally, like the world. Like I can text somebody right now in my basement in Cambodia right now. You know, it's just everything so accessible like that. But I think, and also the art of getting to know each other because of social media via like on some face-to-face type thing, you know, as far as sitting down and having coffee, like I'm having coffee, you know, going out on a date, that kind of stuff it got tainted with how microwavable interacting with people is, or and also how we talk to each other. Like, you know, real quick, and this is the last thing before it gets passed off to Charlie. We come from an era when we wanted to talk to a girl, we carried around pens. You know, nowadays, they literally meet people via a location or some type of, like, I don't know, it's somehow some way on like social media how you can just your phone will flash up or something like that, and then like all of a sudden within like minutes you know you met some girl or some guy or something like that. To me, that's not how you build a relationship, and that's not how you learn. Because human beings were social creatures, and like social media just killing everything. But go ahead. I'm sorry,
All it
y'all.
took was one day to not have that pen, and you met that baddie, and you couldn't get that number. You never again
And,
walked out your house without two,
and you
and
would
you made sure them bitches
exactly.
worked before you left the house.
And sometimes you would carry two
Facts,
pins
facts.
Legit.
So
for
Charlie,
real.
when you hear when you hear black women say that they don't feel like black men want to protect them, right? What do you think they mean? And do you believe being vulnerable cuts into the whole protection thought process?
Um, maybe the vulnerability does. I can never get that word together. But maybe the vulnerability does get leaked into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard young men say where they feel like they don't feel like they can trust women, and with their feelings, with what they got going on, anything they always being told, toughen up, be a man, and stuff like that. And it kind of get flipped around, even though I don't really feel it should for women, where they get kind of told, well, shit, you told me to toughen up, be a man, toughen up, be a woman, you grown, which I feel is kind of a weird dynamic, but I see that more than a little bit with younger men. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it with older dudes too, but I mostly see that with the younger dudes younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40, so I see it a lot with like the 35s and youngers.
So when they say they want vulnerability, what do you think they actually looking for? I mean, not
Um,
vulnerability. When they actually asking for protection.
I mean, when you look at other communities, it's almost like a system of protection for their people. You know what I mean? You can't say nothing crazy about no white lady and not have a bunch of good old boys kind of pipe up and what I'm saying, defend this and she could be a good for nothing white woman. You know what I'm saying? She literally could be a not a well to do at all. You know what I'm saying? But if she said anything and it could have been something crazy that she said, but they're gonna defend it. So, like it's gonna be a group of them that defend it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be nobody specific. It's just kind of a thing that they do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And when you go online, like you don't, apparently, because I see it in the spaces I'm in, we defending black women. You know what I'm saying? We making safe spaces for all women and children. You know what I mean? But we definitely defending black women because we pro-black in damn near every space I'm in. You feel me? So, I ain't gonna lie, I definitely do see it online as well, where it's like you'll literally see young black men like, well, shit, this what y'all ask for, this what y'all be doing, this what what I'm saying, you want X Y Z, but it's like that's kind of like what my mama used to say. You don't expose in-house issues. If we got, you know what I'm saying? If black men and black women got issues within our culture, we need to start handling those issues within our culture and not letting that shit seep out and let other people see it. I got a whole thing about that because using the word
Listen,
nigga and other people feeling comfortable using nigga and all that shit. They think that they can coach us on our culture, and once people start feeling like they can be coachable from outside the culture, then it start we start losing our culture, and that's
no,
probably a part of
I'm
it too.
I'm with you 100% because I feel like uh, people put themselves in certain spaces, right? So your algorithm is a space. I don't care how people want to look at it. Your algorithm is a space. So if you keep watching uh, niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit videos, at some point, you gonna feel like niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. I'm just saying. Because at the end of the day, the algorithm is created to brainwash you one way or the other. I don't care how you try to change it or rearrange it. You can call it whatever you want. It is what it is. And when you look on social media, you get a lot of, oh man, these bitches doing this and these niggas
Mhm.
ain't doing this and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And it's really just us that's doing it. But the sad part is, instead of saying, you know what, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm going to pay attention to the positivity over here. What do we do as fucking human beings? We like the ratchet, the trash, the horrible, the fucked up. So that's what we go for. And then we assume that it's real. We assume that it's real life. Hectic. When you hear black
now,
women say, "What? Go ahead, Bruce."
no, go ahead. Okay, all right. So what I was going to say was is that nowadays, um, we need some type of like disclaimer on on like what people post or whatnot, because it's like to what Raw Assassin was saying was like, yeah, people believe everything that come on Instagram and social media period or whatever. People believe that stuff and they think it's real. My personal opinion is, right, it's like we have to have some type of like, I don't know, like class or some type of teaching or something like that to where people can understand, listen, this isn't real, this is fake, versus what like what is real. And it's like people, they seek out real stuff, but like you said, Ross says, is that all the ratchet stuff, all the negativity stuff is just more entertaining than reality. And that right there is what I call a paradox, because it's like, how can you survive in this reality when you feed yourself? I'm sorry, when you feed yourself nonsense, you will always fail at any and everything if you truly believe that all this nonsense, all this fake stuff is going to make you a better person or make you get through the things that you're going through. It's not going to work at all, hands down.
I, I think we at a point where probably 98% of what you see on social media is fugazi. Yet somehow
Oh yeah,
98% is
yeah,
believable. It's crazy how that works.
yeah,
So
yeah,
hectic. How do you,
yeah,
when you hear women
yeah.
say that they want to be protected, like how do you feel? What do you think they actually looking for, and how do you feel about
I don't feel any type of way. It goes back to Doc saying, how people feel they deserve something. Um, First of all, we as a people need to stop using certain terminologies, right? Because certain terminologies are subjective. Protection to one may look like this. Protection to another one may look like that. There's no blanket on what protection looks like to the individual, right? So if a woman was to approach me and say, "Hey, I never felt protected. I want to feel protected," I'm gonna ask, in what way? What way makes you feel protected? And I'm telling you, I've done it, and all their answers are different. Hey, sometimes when I come in the house, just hug me real tight. That makes me feel protected. That makes me feel, you know what I mean? So we need to stop using certain terminologies as a blanket term and realistically start asking questions so we could break down the psyche of why these words are being used and what these words mean to an individual. Um, so I don't know. I can't, it goes back. It's a blanket term. So when I hear someone say it, it's like when a man be like, "I want pussy." Well, what kind?
Right.
There's many different flavors. You know what I mean?
it? Variations, colors, everything.
Variations, colors, tightness, wetness. You know what I mean? What we talking about here? So when someone says protection, I'll ask them, "Well, what do you mean by protection? And what does that look like for me giving you that protection?"
People have something, and this goes for male and female. People have uh this ideology, or like this notion where like they they want a ready-made relationship. I'm gonna say it again, a ready-made relationship. Okay. And we've heard these terms before. The dude gotta have money. He gotta have you know, great credit. He gotta have a big ass penis. White picket fence, 2-car garage, and and as far as for the man is concerned, he wants a girl with a big ass butt, some big ass titties. She cooks, she cleans. She's a
Ooh,
great mother. She does all kinds of amazing things. But the reality of it is, like, 9 times out of 10, we probably would get a fraction of that. And in order to actually, stop this madness, we all have to be honest with ourselves. Nobody wants to be honest with ourselves anymore. Nobody does. Nobody does. And it's fucking sad. And that's why we have all these issues, because people be lying to themselves. They do. It's a reality. It's sad.
That's a fact. So something that grinds my gears, right? Something that really annoys the hell out of me, right? Everybody with this traditional shit, right? We in 2026. I was about to say 25. We in 2026, right? Every dude wants the traditional back in the day woman that stays in the house, cook, clean, wash clothes, slop you up at the late night, make biscuits from scratch, all that type of shit, right? And then you got women, they want the dude that takes care of homes and they want to be stay-at-home moms. They want to just be able to raise the kids and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But everybody is remixing all of that, right? So the chicks that want to be stay-at-home moms still want the craziest bags. They want to be able to go to the club 4 nights a week. They don't really want to have to take care of the kids all day long, but they want that dude that's going to come home, drop the check off, you work, you do nothing else, you sit in the house, blah, blah, blah. Dudes want the chick that super freak, but stay in the house, do absolutely nothing. You got the craziest body, you got this, you got that, blah, 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 blah. Everybody wants the traditional shit until they got to conform to the traditional shit. Me personally, I think all of y'all sound like fucking idiots. I'm tired of this shit floating around the internet. It's stupid. And I think that's what makes this argument pointless. Because everybody wants traditional until they got to be traditional.
So a big moment of maturity for me was like, okay, if I'm out here running the streets and doing the wildest of craziest shit, I can't now be mad at my chick who wants to be out in these streets doing the wildest and craziest shit. So if I could do it, I can't be mad if you doing it. That's just I've always hated hypocrites, but as I've gotten older, it's so apparent on the hypocrisy on many different levels across many different things, right? And I, for one, am sick and tired of it across the board. If I'm out here banging 10 chicks and my chick don't know, and then I find out she banging 10 dudes, I can't be mad. I mean, I can. I can be mad, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Pretty much.
And we have to understand that. We have to, like Bruce said, you have to be honest with yourself. And I think that was the biggest thing. I remember where I didn't even want to deal with nobody for a minute because I was like, all right, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not doing what I need to do to be considered, in my mind, a man, right? So I worked on myself. Right. Once I'm out here now, I'm like, okay, that's why I know I refuse to deal with mediocre. I can't. If I'm out here grinding and I got all that I have and you don't have nothing, sorry, Mom, I'm not even paying you no attention for real. At my big age, I'm good. I don't need more bills. I got plenty of bills. Plenty of bills.
Before you say anything, Bruce, I want to say shout out to you. In the beginning of this episode, Hex said, "How dare you group us two together?" But this dude didn't agree with everything you said. It's good. But keep going, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, in the method of how he said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay, I got you.
Yeah, I refuse to get one. Hold up. And this is a young dude. He's 23. He said there's so many people talking about, oh, they fumbled me. He was like, how do you fumble a bill?
Well,
when he said that, I understood everything he meant. I can't fumble a bill. You are a headache. I ain't fumble you. I let you go. Hey, call the credit people. Have them put me on collections because I ain't paying this.
Talk about it.
I think at the end of the day, like, to be honest, fair and clear, people want what they want, and people forget that they are human too. So when people use word like "oh" or "deserve" or
that one rubbed Dr. Raw. He was like,
yeah,
deserve.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When people when people use words like that, they don't they don't. It's like they're broad statements, they're broad words. So I mean, it can mean what you want it to mean. Like you can make it fit to however your lifestyle is, like that. And what happens is when people think that way, it's sad, but it's the truth. Like that's where you get the arguments. That's where you get the confusion, the fights, the
Miscommunication.
yeah, miscommunication, just a bunch of just ruckus all across the board because people are people are human, but they're too busy trying to put themselves into a system that don't work for you being a human. That's the most dumbest shit I've ever heard and seen in my entire life. It just don't work. But people every day still try to put that square peg into that damn circle hole. They do it every day. Every day. It's
That's
crazy.
a fact.
It's
Doc,
crazy.
what stereotypes about black men do you believe are unfair and inaccurate?
Man, I mean, I think we all know that very top one right off the bat, angry. Let it be our white counterpart, and it's called passion. Oh, he's just passionate about his work, or he's passionate about this and passionate about that. I would say that another big one for me is when it's said that we are not present. And I will say that's one thing that really sticks with me a lot. And I actually had this conversation with my wife a couple of days ago um, about, our son. He's a senior this year. Our youngest son is a senior this year. My oldest is 22. And, just being in, sports and whatnot, or open houses, or just senior night. And I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that I'm present there, so that is because it's 90% women there and it ain't no men showing up. It's just something always in the back of my brain of making sure that the narrative is present and is created, especially with him, that your daddy's here. And so I think with me, those are the two biggest things that, from the anger perspective, again, going back to the earlier conversation of being able to be vulnerable, being able to show our emotions, or when women say that black men are not they do not have emotional intelligence, or that they're emotionally unavailable. No, we tell you exactly what we need to hear, but as Hector, you had said, is y'all just choose to hear what you want to hear. So it's not that we're not telling you the truth. It's you see the red flags or you see the green flags. It's just you're choosing to interpret in your own way how you want to receive that. So at the end of the day, it will be the emotional intelligence, the anger, and the presence of black men.
So, Doc, when you say present, right? Because this is a Rubik's cube as well, right? You want the man to go out here and provide. So the man out here 2-3 jobs providing. But then on the other hand, you're going to say, well, you never present. You're not present for me. You're not present for the kids. You're not present for... He's like, I'm not even present for myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of... Like I said, I go back to this atlas. We have so much on us, and I'm not saying women don't as well, right? But we have so much on us that, especially black men, we have to walk a certain way. We have to talk a certain way. We have to be non-threatened. We got to answer to the cops when they asking us dumb shit. We got to be, yes, sir, boss. We got to do all these things, jump through all these hoops to not look like the angry black man, to look like the present father, to look like this, to look like that, to look like this. So now we have what is reasonably small planet on our shoulders. Now it's becoming the size of Jupiter because we have all these other adjectives and all these other things, variants coming into us saying this is what a black man should be.
Now, can I add something to that too? Now, this is a sidebar, but it still pertains to what Hectech is saying. Coretta Scott King, right? She was married to our beloved, may he rest in peace, Martin Luther, correct? So, Martin Luther King, he had the world on his shoulders because he was trying to, he was trying to change the world, right? This is my personal opinion, and I might be crossing the line here, right? And so please forgive me. When Martin Luther King was having side pussy, I'm pretty sure Coretta Scott King did not care because he was trying to change the world because he had the world on his shoulders.
Shout out to Dramo. A few years back, she definitely brought up. Wait. We did the March to the Record Book. We do it MLK weekend, and she definitely brought up the fact that. Now I don't know if it was a proven fact or not, but she brought it up. Apparently, something came out to the fact that MLK definitely had some side guts spread out during those marches. I mean, I'm sure he didn't stay in a hotel everywhere he went, but who knows? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why, and that's kind of why I was saying now to, as far as having the world on MLK's shoulder, I can believe at some point in their relationship, she had to say to herself, "Well, you know what? I don't mind if he gets a little piece aside. You know what? Because the world is on his shoulder. He's trying to change the world."
I don't think she ever said that. I mean, I feel you, but so to the King family, I do not align with anything this man is saying over here on this broadcast. So
heck,
what I'm saying
is though, based off this comment right here, right?
Yeah,
this is one of the ones.
No, she's right.
How do you bridge the gap?
So to bridge the gap, and maybe Doc agree with this. You got to air out your grievances on both sides. Air them the fuck out. Whatever you feel, whatever you may interpret, whatever you perceive, air them out. But bullet point by bullet point, talk about them. Because sometimes we have the same grievances across the aisle. Mm-hmm. We just interpret them differently. And it's almost like the therapy stick, right? When one person is talking, sit there, don't no, just sit there, digest it, but you're digesting it not to respond. You're digesting it to understand with a rebuttal. There's a difference.
And the biggest part to what you just said is you can't wait till one side is so pissed off that everything comes out. And that's it.
No, you can.
No, you can't. Because when you wait till you upset, there's no conversation.
You talking about to the highest level of pissed?
Yes, there's no conversation.
There's no conversation. Yeah.
On either side. I ain't even talking about women. I ain't talking about men. On either side, there's no. When y'all both get to the point where you didn't let 97 things happen and now you finally erupt, there is no conversation because you too hot to actually listen to. All right, you did this and you pissed me off, and now as I'm explaining, all right, now the next thing come out. Now I can't explain that because the next thing coming out, like. It doesn't work that way.
So that was what I was going to say too.
In real time, it can't be 6 months, 2 years from now after it happened.
And you have to remove, unfortunately, emotion off of the table.
Now,
and for a lot of people,
you're asking for too much now, Hector.
That doesn't work, and that's not healthy
I'm just saying, it will work. If you can remove yourself, don't look at it as Raw's telling Hectic blah 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 blah. Raw's talking to me because there's a problem that Raw does not like. There's a totally different. We got to stop looking at, oh, black men ain't shit. And I know probably most of the people on this panel has felt a little like, well, damn, you don't know me to say I'm not shit.
Yeah. Fuck I
You
do.
see what I'm saying? But you have to remove yourself out of that and be like, hey, they talking like when the customer comes in and they, my bill, blah, 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 blah. They ain't necessarily mad at you. You just happen to be the face of the company at the moment.
That's extremely, extremely, extremely rare and hard to do for some people. Now,
for a lot of people. For a lot of people.
Yeah. Now, and that's why I continue to say, hey, listen, man, like, you know, we are human out here. And what happens is we try to conform into a certain way, and it can't be done only because we do have emotion too as well. Now, to be fair and clear, like, yeah, one could say, hey, listen, I want this and I want that and I want that, right? The person that you're telling that to, whether it's male or female, we can't tell them, we can advise them to not get emotional about it, but we can't tell them to not get emotional because it just might happen. And we have to understand that. That's why
it's going to happen.
Well, yeah, and that's why it's so hard for people to actually to literally really say, hey, listen, this is how I feel, and you tell them and you be honest 100% across the board, and then that person, they could reciprocate the same kind of energy towards you. Now, will it work out in some cases? It's very, very possible, but you need patience, time, and effort to even want to do so. But what happens is a lot of times is, right, the years progress to what Ross Sasson was saying. You can't wait a year. You can't wait 2 years. You can't wait 5 years. You have to like go ahead and get to it. But what happens is people, they become passive. They become complacent, and they become, you know, just used to the whole, you know, used to the same routine. And what happens is you go nowhere. Like people they find themselves in the same position that they was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And what happens is nothing happens. It be the same shit, the same arguments, the same bills that ain't getting paid, all kinds of crazy ass shit.
That's a fact. Charlie, how do we stop the war between black men and black men and black women?
Realize that we need each other. We got to work together. Like, we are the community. It's like it's men and women. It's really, I mean, you know, you got the in between, but you understand what I'm saying. We are the community. Like, the community don't thrive without us coming together, you know, as a unit, regardless, to make everything work. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we need each other, fam. Let's wisen up a little bit.
How does
let's loosen up a little bit. Shit.
First of all, pause. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel when you hear? And I know this is a social media thing, and I know every woman on the planet don't feel this way. By no means do I believe. I refuse to believe. I'm gonna say that I refuse to believe that all women feel this way, right? Whether they do or don't. How does it make you feel as a black man when you hear black women say they would rather live on the world with all women and no men?
I think it's funny. I've never actually heard that, to be honest. That shit sound crazy to me. But I'm gonna keep it G with you. It's a lot of nasty ass men out there. Y'all seen them. Y'all know them. Y'all, you know, at least of a handful. Probably don't have them in your circle, especially after you done found out they was nasty niggas. But
Facts.
excuse me, you feel me? But it is what it is. You know, it's a lot of nasty men out there, and I dare say it's definitely more nasty men out there than it is solid ones. So, I mean, if they, you know, the law of averages, if they running into more nasties than they is solid ones, you know what I mean? And that's shit. We got the same problem on our end. We run into a lot of poo putts, but we don't, you know what I'm saying, before we run into a solid one. You feel me? So I could understand that. Obviously, men wouldn't never say nothing like, well, real men wouldn't never say nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
I figured you'd change that up real quick.
Because we know some men out here cosplaying as real men, and they'll probably love to just be them and their comrades on the
So
world with just them.
so with that being said, Charlie, you said circle, you said a lot of important things. You attract what you put out a lot of times too.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of people that are whether it's whatever, right? The opposite sex, whatever. They're attracting what they put out there, but they mad at what the results are.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it goes back to what Bruce said. Sometimes you gotta be honest with you. Listen, when I was attracting that much strippers, I had to reevaluate some stuff. I gotta stop going where they at. I gotta stop, I had to change stuff within myself to know, okay, what's going on? Why am I attracting what I'm attracting? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, women, you got to sometimes reevaluate the men that you're attracting. Men, you definitely got to evaluate the women you're attracting. If you leave with your wallet, you can't be mad that gold diggers are circling you.
Facts.
Yep.
You can't put blood in the water and expect sharks not to pop up.
Right.
Yes,
So
I
there's
remember
that.
years
opposites don't
ago,
even
right?
attract. I'm sorry.
Facts. I remember years ago, me and my cousin, we talking, and she says, "Hey man, this chick we grew up with, she a stripper. And she having this party, she got all these bad chicks there, blah, 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 blah." So I'm like, "Oh, all right, I go. Sure, why not? Ticket prices ain't that bad. Cool, I'm with it." She was like, "All right, I just want to let you know it's gonna be dudes dancing there too." I said, but you know what? I'm good." And she was like, "Well, damn, that was quick." I said, "Yeah, I'm cool. Like once you said that, I appreciate that you told me up front." She's like, "Well, I mean, I didn't think that was gonna change your mind." I said, "Well, why wouldn't it?" She was like, "Well, you ain't gotta pay attention to them. If you put yourself in a certain room with certain situations, that means you okay with them situations. And
Mhm.
I'm not okay with them situations." So, like what Charlie said, if I know that a dude is on some out of pocket shit, I don't fuck with you no more. And all it takes
Mhm.
is one time for you to show me, you one of them dudes. Oh, I'm good.
Mhm.
I won't be around you. Like if that's
Mhm.
what you into, listen. I can't stop you from doing what you do when you're not around me.
Facts.
Like I
Facts.
can't stop that, and I can't.
It's
Yours
like
doesn't.
the dude that when you go to a club, that's the fighter. That's what he's there for.
Yeah, and I've cut them dudes off too. I'm going out to
Yep.
have a good time, enjoy my drink. I just spent $37 for this drink, and now I gotta sober up because we fight. Nah,
Yeah.
son, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
we're not
Nah, I'm
doing.
not doing it.
I'm
Or you
cool.
done spilt it on me fighting.
You see what I'm saying? Like it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Like I think sometimes, and I said this before, it's too easy for the few to outweigh the many, and it sucks, right? And the
Yeah.
average person, every time I say it, people look at me, "Oh, what does that even mean?" Sometimes you get so caught up in you met this one person that ain't worth shit, and now you equating that to so many other people. And
Mhm.
it sucks because now that get put on good people, and they could be so far removed from the shit that you think is fucked up, but now they grouped into that because they look a certain way or they a certain gender or anything. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. That's why we got to reprogram
it
our
sucks.
minds. Because that's how social media works. That's exactly it right there. The squeaky wheel getting the oil type shit. You know what I mean? Where it's really just a bunch of loud ass broke voices. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who seeking attention, who not getting attention, so they do something crazy, and now all of a sudden they get a bunch of attention from the broke voices. And I hate to keep saying broke, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying by that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whereas people who just have nothing else going on at all and they got time to fill up the comment section, you know what I'm saying, all day long going, I'm gonna revisit this conversation 3 weeks from now. I'm gonna go and it's a conversation about nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a solid conversation. They ain't learning nothing, they ain't, doing nothing, they not building the comment section. They just squeaky wheeling, oiling it up with whatever oil they can find. You feel me?
Even
Right.
even with me with the topic that me and Raw have been going back and forth about a couple days now. Listen, I'll make a post, I'll comment, they respond. I ain't going back and forth all day, every day. I said what I said.
And I'm leaving it at that.
I said
The
what I
same way you
said.
said what you said, you left it at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I want to say something to y'all real quick too as well. This now when it comes to social media, something that Charlie was saying, as far as people out there, they're broke, and they just on social media just doing a bunch of dumb stuff, right? And I agree with that 100%, right? But I want to say something, right? I have a coworker at my job, right, that I'm really really cool with, right? And he had told me something in confidence. Well, I'm not gonna say his name, of course, but I'm just gonna say this, right? They were in a all right. He has a wife, right? And they were in need for some money, right? And what happened was,
If you about to tell me he sold some cheeks, don't finish this
Listen,
conversation.
I was like indecent explosion. Like, what's going on?
No. All right, he's married, so he had a wife, right? Well, he has a wife, right? And they had needed some money, right? So what happened was, he said for maybe like 2 months, they were like stressing about bills and stuff, right? So what happened was, they had discovered OnlyFans. Right now, he's not doing anything in OnlyFans at all. Only she is, right? But what she's doing is she's doing some things with oversized toys, if you will, right? And it's like he doesn't like what she does.
What's the link?
It's like,
what the link?
I knew somebody was going to say it. I knew it.
So look,
but
You can't even be serious around this motherfucker.
but look,
That was serious.
but look.
yeah. What the link looking like?
They now apparently she brings in like $2,000, like two or $3,000 a week off of OnlyFans.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
Now he was saying to me, he was like, yo, B, I know the money's coming in, and it's like we do need the money, but he said, I'm tired of her doing this, even though I know that we need the money. And
so what's he gonna do?
himself,
That's my question.
Right.
We talking. What are you gonna do?
Just so you know, you're talking to two porn stars right now. So,
all right, okay. So all right, so all I'm saying is that this guy, he really was torn, like, between on having his wife stop doing what she's doing, right, and paying these bills, or just go ahead and just saying, you know what,
and what, be out in the streets.
No. Listen,
as a man, what is he gonna do?
No. Before either one of y'all say nothing, because I
Doc,
know where it's about
Doc?
to go with y'all too.
Doc?
Don't say nothing. No.
Right.
No. I wasn't even gonna go with
Doc. Go
Doc.
ahead, chime in.
No, listen.
I'm sure Doc would even kind of agree, like, hey, you either man up or you know what I mean?
So listen, I heard something the other day, right? And I never thought about it this way, ever. Right? Now, mind you, I'm not like most dudes. I'm not super against OnlyFans like everybody else is. That's just me. But the way the dude explained it, he said, OnlyFans is more of a job than your actual 9 to 5. One, because the fact that you got to promote without promoting.
You got to market the hell out of yourself.
But you can't 100% promote because you don't want everybody to see it if you have a 9 to 5. So for your coworker, I'm pretty sure she don't want like you or the people at his job or her mom and dad. She don't want specific people to know, but she has to promote it in a way where it pops. First of all, making $2,000 a week.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Like
shut the fuck up.
He's lucky as fuck right now.
You know what I would be?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, when you want me to set the camera up tomorrow?
Listen,
like, what's going on?
Contrary to popular belief, chicks ain't making $2,000 in a year on OnlyFans.
Right?
So she making it in a week.
Yeah,
is
a
crazy.
week.
That's 8 band. That is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
And listen. To be fair and clear, no, I did
support your queen. Support your
one
queen.
Wait. I hope you're not about to go out there. Keep going, but keep going.
No. One day. We was on break, right? And he had a
he's
swing
still
show.
working.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He making that measly little money, and she bringing in $2 bands a week.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, look.
See,
You got
this
a
is
swing
why
shift.
this is why he wanted to quit, because of niggas like you.
So anyway, long story short, all I'm saying is that she pulled up and picked him up for lunch in something nice. It was a nice, like it was like a one of them it was like a BMW, but it was an EV. It was electric BMW.
Oh, the electric joint.
Yeah, but it was the big body, the big body joint like that. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about 100 stacks? Cool. Keep going.
No, that was now mind you, like I said, like I don't think I said this part, but they've been doing she's been doing that for almost 3 years now, like 3 years.
Oh,
So he told me this story about a good maybe year and a half ago. So imagine how much money that she's making now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
and
So
she's still doing solos.
yeah, no, it's just her. It's just her just doing
You better
whatever
shut the
that
fuck
she's
up.
doing.
You better
That's
shut the
amazing.
fuck up.
If
Hey,
I was him,
baby.
I would shut the fuck up. I mean, he's already okay with us. He was okay with us starting it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the problem
but
now?
but what he said
If
was
he
He
don't
said he
shut the
don't fit
fuck
no
up,
more
she gonna leave.
because they too big.
yeah, no, that's that right there. Her toys were huge. He said verbatim, he said she wasn't making that much money until the toys got bigger. These are his words.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah. So he
Wow.
he in there wiggling around, can't feel nothing.
Better sit in that. Better sit in that
It's
hot
crazy,
vinegar.
man.
Sit in that,
Right,
that hot
right.
vinegar bath.
Crazy, man.
Right.
It's crazy, man.
Yo.
It's crazy.
So it's crazy
Support
because
that queen.
it's
That's
Drop
right.
her
so
link in the comments.
if he's smart,
Look, she's supporting her king.
Facts.
I'm about to say if he's smart, shut the fuck up, bro. Like
Shut the fuck up.
you first of all, she dug y'all out of a major hole and she
Correct.
put y'all on top at that. Like
Yeah.
it ain't like she just dug y'all the hole. She put y'all on top.
Mhm.
And she's
You
doing
and
solos.
9 out of 10, his dumb ass probably talked her into it too. That's the crazy part. He
Mhm.
probably ain't gonna tell you that part. He ain't
Mhm.
gonna tell you he talked
He
her
didn't
into
tell me.
it.
And he probably did too, but he didn't even tell me how the conversation went about. He just said
Yeah.
they discovered
He said,
They ain't
babe,
discover shit.
he said he ain't discovered shit. He was already on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
He saw enough of that shit. He was like, babe, listen, all you gotta do is this right here. Boom, 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 boom. And
So we
she
talking
probably
about like bowling pins? Like what we talking about?
this
like,
nigga, he calls this shit.
Probably tentacles.
Yeah.
he didn't specify, but he just
Champagne
said that
bottles.
he said
Any?
all he said was that the toys got larger. That's what he said. Like that. That's all. But
When
see, now
you saw some
listen.
videos.
Now listen. The only reason why I think
for research
For research purposes.
Now
You
listen.
took it right out of my mind.
now listen, right?
Hey, wait.
Now listen.
Super pause on that
What's
one, my nigga. Holy shit.
So look, but
I ain't say out of my head.
now,
You said he took it out your mouth. Super
Mine.
pause,
I said my
nigga.
mind.
Oh, all
Mine.
right. I missed my bad. I'm about to say that's crazy. That was wild work right
That's
there.
why we
boy.
need. That's why we need estrogen on here to break this shit up. You know what I mean? Like,
Go ahead,
so
Bruce.
yeah, no, so real quick, so me being me in my mind, when he did say that he wanted her to stop doing it, right? To me, in my mind, it's like, all right, well, whatever it is that she's playing with is making him feel insecure. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what
No,
I'm
I
saying?
get it.
That's the only reason why I can see him saying, like, I don't want her to do that no more. Now,
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. You told me he was insecure when he said she ain't start making money till the toys got big.
Yeah.
So if you said
yeah,
that, you said
yeah.
everything you needed to
Yeah.
say.
Yep.
Yeah.
He don't.
Crazy,
he don't
yeah.
want to. He don't want to. He don't want that echo.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yo. Let's hold on. We gotta talk to a reasonable person. Doc, how you feel about this situation right now? We gotta talk to a because we all of us, we simple minded. We gotta talk to a reasonable person right now.
Oh,
I'm
God.
simple too, sir. Oh shit.
Madness. This is just that just derailed the whole conversation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I will say this though,
No,
y'all.
but I want to know what Doc's point on it. Like,
Yeah, no,
where would you where?
no. I think Doc. I
Where
think
where
Doc
does the
knows.
pendulum swing on this one?
Yeah.
Do you know,
I,
do you know
I've
who she
I've
is, Doc?
always said that, especially when people are dating, going back to an earlier part before we got into the OnlyFans, of uh, people have people have got to be okay with what they're out there searching for and looking for. Because you say you want one thing, but then when you get it, you cannot handle what you've asked for.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And so this also goes to when the line was said, when women say that, black men ain't shit. It's a few things here. Um, it all comes down to their sphere of influence and their environment. And back to what you said, Raw, and I think Heck, you said it too about generalization about a certain person that you have been exposed to, but now you think that everybody in the universe is that way because this is what you have been exposed to and what you've been accustomed to. And then we also have to take personal responsibility and accountability on who is it are you picking? Because if you say that everybody that you dated ain't shit, then you play a part in that because of who are you picking? Who are you selecting? Who are you choosing to be in your sphere when you know the signs, especially when we talk about intuition and all those things. You know this person at the beginning of this core, they ain't shit, but you like the benefits that come along with it. And so that even goes from the male and the female perspective. If a woman likes a man who quote unquote is ambitious and he's got the money, he's got the clout, he's got the notoriety, he's got the money and the fame, but then you get mad when what you were saying, Raw, that he's not there. Because he's out there grinding, doing the same thing he did, which what had attracted you to him. But now you want him to stop because now that y'all together, you want him there with you. It don't work
Right.
like that. Same essence with the man of if he finds, somebody, he fell in love with somebody in the strip club, and now he gets mad because now that they're together, but all my homeboys see what I'm getting at home. They see your body. They see what I have. So definitely, I mean, some stuff I don't condone or whatever, but at the same token, you can't code switch. If this is what had attracted you to that person and it was okay in the beginning, why is it an issue now? You can't change the rules of engagement midway just because you have a different of opinion or change of heart. That's where that communication now has to come into place. Is this, hey, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, but in the reality of things and from a reasonable person's perspective, you cannot expect and you can't expect that person to stop cold turkey whatever it is that they're doing just because you say, going back to your post earlier this week, Raw, of I deserve. Well, who do you think you are? What do you mean you deserve? That's what you want. Just because you want something does not mean you deserve it.
that's a fact.
Can I say something, please? I know a guy, right? Since
Uh-oh.
I know a guy since I've known him since I was probably like in my early 20s, right? He met this girl, right? And this girl is the worst person that you could ever meet. The worst. I'm talking about attitude. She's ratchet. Just she has a mouthpiece like a sailor. She is son of a and f this and all kinds of stuff, right? Now, this dude that I've met, right? That not grew up with, but I know him very, very well, right? He met this girl. She got a big ass, right? She does everything under the sun and over the sun to him. He don't care. He don't care. In his mind, and what he has told me one time too when he was drunk, he told me, listen, I'm not gonna get an ass like this ever again in life. These are his words that he has told me when he was drunk. That's his mentality. So he can give her $40, $100 and shit to pay the damn cell phone bill. But what she gonna do is she gonna take that same $100 and go to I don't know, go to the Gap and buy some clothes. Who knows? Like that. Or whatever these chicks go shop in H&M. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, like, that's his mentality. So it's like, there's people out here who have it in their brains that they won't be able to meet nobody like this person at all. They do feel like, hey, listen, this is my moment, this is my chance to keep this, and that's what the fuck they do. And they stay forever. And this guy, he been with her, he's still with her. As a matter of fact, she had a kid on him by somebody else, and he don't care.
Low self-esteem is a motherfucker, boy.
That's wow.
Yeah, man.
Like that shit is just.
I was going to use the Jay-Z verse. You say you made Jay go make another Jay, but
yeah, no.
You need to change your friend group, Bruce.
Wow, yeah, because
that's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I think T-Pain made a song about that. It's called "Simping Ain't Easy."
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah,
Hey, Charlie. Outside of you telling a black woman you love her, how can black men show women that they love them?
Just doing all the things that we already be doing, but kind of I hate to say demanding the recognition, but it's almost like demanding the recognition. You know what I'm saying? That's something that my family, I see that shit in my family growing up. You know what I'm saying? And it go both ways. That's why I'm like, when I see a lot of this stuff that people be saying like on the internet, it don't really register to me that much, because when I look at the real world, I don't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? I see men and women working together. I see black households, successful black households, sending kids to college, doing shit together, going on vacations, the family grouping together, family reunions. Like, I'm seeing that shit. So really, if men ain't feeling like they being appreciated enough, start showing what you're doing. Show your work. You know what I'm saying? When you turn your work in, show your work. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to poke your chest out a little bit. You is a man, but I ain't saying be arrogant. You know what I'm saying? But shit, if you want to be a king, be a king. You know what I mean?
Pat,
Salute to that.
outside of telling a woman that you love her, how can you show her that you love her?
By actions. I'm not a talk kind of person. You know what I mean? If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna say it a couple times. I'm gonna go do it. That's also what grinds my gear too, because if I'm showing you all this love and then you be like, you don't even love me, what you think I'm doing over here? Like, I don't like that shit, but I put everything into action. So I tell whoever I'm with at the moment, you don't have to worry about who sees you as a queen, because they gonna know that you're a queen. You know what I mean? So, because I'm gonna show that. That's just simple. I don't try to tell too much, because I don't need no DMs and all that.
Oh my goodness. Why you even had to go there? I don't know. Whatever.
They be searching.
I see why the strippers love you, Tech.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna agree with something Heck has said earlier when he was dissecting the word protection.
when he was saying that, you know, whoever he would encounter, he would ask him, "But what does that word mean to you? You know, what's that etymology of it? Like, what's the root context of when you think about that word protection?" And you know, something that I practice day in and day out. I can say I show up from a perspective of protecting, providing, and being the priest of my household every day to say, "Hey, I am showing love. Love is an action word." But at the end of the day, um, you have to make sure that one thing that I've noticed with people, what we do is we try to communicate and we try to show love the way that we want it shown to us. And that's where the disconnect comes in, because we can say in our brain, "Hey, I'm showing love, I'm communicating because that's the way I like to receive it." But do we take the time to actually sit with our partner and ask, "Well, what does love look like to you? If I am, when you say you don't love me, what does that mean?" When you're talking about, hey, when you talk about the coming in through the door and showing that hug or whatever, it could very well be something that is not in my nature. It could be so totally uncomfortable for me. My wife, you know, for 19 years, because I know she loves fresh flowers, every day on Monday, I make sure I get it every week? No, but I make sure I bring her fresh flowers every Monday, because that's something that shows, hey, I thought about her, I care. She don't care about the big stuff. I could be in the grocery store and saw this the almond snicker that she loves. I picked up the almond snicker and get a 50-cent card and just wrote "I love you" in the card and left it in the bathroom. So when she woke up in the morning after I went to work, she sees there's a 50-cent card. That it's not about the money. It's just those little things of learning the love language. And so it's not, you can say "I love you" all you want, but until there's some action and the major word here, consistency, is because she know how I feel about Valentine's. Screw Valentine's Day. I could care less, because everybody get the same damn thing on that one day, blah, 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 blah. But it's that consistency day in and day out of the things that I know that matters most to her. Am I consistent in those areas? So that we have to get out of our own way of, yeah, I'm not comfortable with it. That ain't my thing. That, you know, that sounds simping to me or whatever. But what is it from the male perspective and the female perspective of getting out our own way and doing the things and showing love in the way that is received by the other person?
Now, to add to that, what you were saying, Doc, I want to say this: some women have a hard time with understanding, like, don't love me like you did the last nigga.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because,
Facts.
like, people have a really hard time understanding what that is. It's like, all right, yeah, I'm a man. I might love basketball, football, boxing. I love, blood sports. You know what I mean? I love Van Damme movies. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Whatever. Right. But like the next dude or the dude before me might have liked, spelunking or skiing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or rock climbing or some crazy ass shit. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
you say all the white people shit? Who's spelunking?
Because I like spelunking. I like rock climbing.
To your point, Bruce, I think I had saw some comedian or something. He said, if you ask your woman to make you a sandwich and you don't tell her what to put on it, she making you that
making you another nigga
sandwich.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So having said that, like, yeah, I mean, sometimes now I believe men, I think we can do it a little bit more easier than women can, but like some women have a hard time of just listening to what men like want, as opposed to just assuming, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we do it too.
They're supposed to tell us what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that happens. I think it happens on both sides of the aisle. I think, like Freddie was saying earlier, healthy people learn how to say stuff differently or understand things differently. But a hurt person is just going to repeat the cycle because they don't know anything else.
Right.
You know,
I
so
agree. I
um,
agree.
I don't, you know, I try not to do the whole gender bashing or anything because I understand, like Charlie said, there's a lot of men that ain't shit. A lot, a lot. You know what I mean? But as I was telling Raw, the increase of women that ain't shit is rising at an alarming rate.
The numbers are there.
Yeah. it's,
Yep.
it's yeah, crazy. So um we just need to have better communication, like stuff like this. You know what I mean? Even if there was a female version of this, of a black man's love letter or something like that from a woman's perspective. Like I listen, I try, because there's a lot of stuff that I used to do or ways I used to talk that I no longer talk or do anymore. You know, you have to retrain yourself sometimes, you know what I mean, to move differently and to act differently, especially when it comes to the other side, you know. So I ask questions. Hey, you know, do you like this? Do you like that? What turns you on? What takes you off? What I'm asking a lot of questions because I want to get to know you for you, not for the other versions of the other chicks I done dealt with. You see what I'm saying? Because I could copy, repeat, and keep it moving.
Now, to add to what you were saying, heck, um, real quick, I've done that same thing before. Ask questions, inquire, all that, and then some. Right. The one thing that pissed me off in my journey in my first long-term relationship was that I was young and she was young. So when I met her on quote unquote January the 1st, right? And then let's say and I asked her all these questions, and let's say by May 3rd, right? I'm thinking that she still likes the same stuff from January 1st. Yeah. And what happens is she would change. So me being me, I'm like, okay, well, you said that you like this and like that and like this, right? And it's like I'm doing these things now. Apparently, it's not working for you. So then I would say, okay, well, listen, what do you like now? Like that. And then the attitude that I would get is, it's well, just go ahead and guess, or just surprise me or whatnot. And I got tired of doing that.
So what I hear with that, when a woman tells me that, she doesn't even know.
Right. Respectful.
Facts.
She doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
So, like I was telling someone today, like we brought the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing, and not to be on the sidetrack, but it kind of works in this, right? So they were still talking about what Chris Brown did to Rihanna. And I'm like, y'all still holding this man to something that happened over 20 years ago. I'm not even the same person I was 5 years ago, right?
Right.
You change, you evolve, you progress. So in that young lady's defense, yeah, maybe she don't like what she liked 6 months ago. Maybe her taste changed. Maybe she broadened her horizons, right? But her downfall is not being able to communicate that to you, or to fully commit to whatever changes she thinks she's making with herself. But that's not a you problem. That's a her problem.
Yeah,
and us as men as well have to also understand and look at that and
adapt and
figure
adjust.
out whether we want to, and figure out if we want to deal with it or not.
Gotta adapt and adjust. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Charlie, let me ask you a question, right?
Yes, indeed.
When it comes to black love, right? We look around social media, it gotta be at least 100,000 black love gurus on the internet at this point, right? And y'all see them. Even if you don't want to see them, you see them because they everywhere, right? Rather they a panel, a solo, a duo, a trio, they somewhere and they talking and they telling you how love's supposed to look, how you supposed to treat your woman, how you supposed to treat your man, how you supposed to go on a date, how much you should spend, shouldn't spend, what you should wear when you're fucking, how you should be fucking. It's all they telling you everything, right? How much of these love gurus have destroyed actual love?
All of them. Every last one of them. Because I don't hear none of them saying, talk to your partner.
Mm.
Because that's the one I should be listening to.
No, and also, I'm sorry, Charlie.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Charlie.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry,
No,
Charlie.
go ahead.
How dare they try to monetize that? Like how the
I
like,
mean,
like how can you like
if
no,
I have
no,
to
you
listen to
can't,
so many sad stories, I need a check.
but you
So,
no.
wait, real quick.
No.
real quick.
I mean these so-called love gurus. I'm talking about them. I don't mean like counselors and therapists and stuff like that.
Well,
I don't mean
technically,
that.
they are what? All you need is certification to be considered a counselor, right?
And 98% of these motherfuckers ain't got no certification. We ain't getting into that.
Exactly.
But heck, to go along with what you just said, right? I know somebody who literally every week on their show, they would get letters about relationships and asking for help, etc., 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 etc. And the first couple times I heard them, I'm like, damn, somebody really sent that? Oh shit, somebody sent that? Wow, that's some deep shit for somebody to send, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, this person was somebody who once upon a time wanted to be a journalist. So they learned how to write letters.
Wait,
so
what?
A lot of these, they wanted to be a journalist, so they learned how to write letters, right? So a lot of these motherfuckers who saying that people sending
was fake,
asking for help. The shit be fake. They fabricated to make it sound great, believable, and it make it seem so real that you think somebody actually sent this. When in fact, they fabricated this whole letter and read it to you as if they never read this shit before.
Well, I mean, isn't that social media?
Yes, I agree, 100%.
I mean, that's social media as a whole. Now, if I get up here and I'm like, I am the all-seeing and all-knowing when it comes to whatever subject matter, and Charlie hits me up and says, hey, I've watched all your shows and oh my God, it resonates with me, whatever. Can I give you some money for you to tell me the same bullshit that you've been telling other people? Yep, here's my Cash App. It's not the guru's fault that there's dummies out here believing everything hook, line, and sinker.
I'm not saying I blame the guru. I do blame the dummies. I'm with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
At the same time, you got to remember one thing about
social
cults
media. Cults are built by them.
Yes, social media was.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. The algorithm was created to play on your emotions, right? So a lot of times, like it's people that literally hold whole classes on what words and what triggers to use during these podcasts and conversations and all of that to trigger you and make you feel, oh my goodness, they're talking to me. Guess who else does that? Your pastor.
Well, they should. If they don't,
nobody wants to say the pastor lying. Say again.
I mean, he be lying. The pastor be pastor have all his hoes in the front row.
Some of them.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I'm just saying.
Had to be hectic.
I'm just saying.
Had to be hectic.
I'm just saying though. Because guess what? Every one of them hoes in the front row know he got a main lady.
Mm-hmm.
They know the first lady. But it's something that he says to them that gets them just, you know what I mean, all motivated and stuff. You know what I mean? They be like, oh, well, let me give you 10% of some pussy. You know what I mean? I can't give you no tithe, but I'll give you.
This sound like some Jonas stuff on polygamy.
I have no clue how we got here. I have no clue how we got here. This is just
I'm just saying.
I'm
wow.
back passenger seat rolling the trunk. This is right behind me.
How about this,
Clearly
Hector?
alone.
That way we can get you far removed from everything you just said, right?
Okay.
Right now, if you could say one thing to black women as a whole, right,
Mm-hmm.
about black men,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be?
Give grace to those that deserve grace.
Meaning,
Meaning, you will approach a black queen. You know her dealings with other men. She will deal with 20 bum ass dudes religiously, no fault, no questions asked, not even bat an eye. But the good dude that comes across, she'd be like, "Oh, get your bum ass out of my face," right? People often don't give the good guy the grace that they would give the bum guys. So that's why I said, give grace to those that deserve the grace, because I can't give nobody who's in and out of jail grace. That's where you like to be at. But they'll give them grace all day, every day. Oh, the cops caught them. Yeah, that's what cops supposed to do. They're supposed to catch bad guys. You know what I mean? That's their whole job.
In my personal opinion, is
if they had one job, that's it.
Bruce,
to add to what Heck is saying.
go ahead.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
I was about to ask you the same question.
Oh, okay. Okay. You said what's
If
ask
you
it
could
again. I'm
say
sorry.
one thing, if you could say one thing to black women about black men, what would it be?
I can say one thing to black women. They need to understand the definition of the definitions of self-awareness and accountability. If we collectively can understand what those statements are, things will be okay for the black men and the black women. And to be fair and clear, once society has given us too many options, like too many options, in a good way and also in the bad way. And for whatever reason or reasons, what happens is people try to pick and choose what it is that they want, whether it's male or female. And what happens is time moves on, and time moves pretty damn fast, if you ask me. So now, again, to answer your question, she would have to know the phrase self-awareness, and she would have to know the word accountability, period.
Roger that. Charlie?
Wait, what was the question again?
If you could say one thing to black women about black men, what would it be?
We're not a monolith. We in this thing together, and we're not a monolith. Oh, that's two things.
Roger
Yeah.
that. Doc?
Genuinely loving you is not rooted in your terms. Genuinely loving you is not rooted in your terms.
I got it.
Wow. Now that I reheard it, can you explain that though? I felt what you said, but explain it a little.
For me to genuinely love you, It cannot be solely on your perception, which a lot of times may not be rooted in reality. For me to love you does not mean that I put up with your bad behavior. For me to love you does not mean that I enable bad behavior. It means that I will tell you the truth in love and compassion, through grace, through mercy. It means holding you accountable. It means holding myself accountable. It means showing up in a way that is going to better you, because as the leader, as your man, as your Black king, it is my role to make you better. By me being better, it makes you better. And and this kind of goes both ways for the male perspective and the woman. When we're coming together and we're trying to be one, we're supposed to be playing off of each other's strengths, understanding that we are both weak in some areas, and if we're trying to grow independently as we're trying to grow together, but if we cannot see things, I can't remember. I think Bruce was saying it, from accountability and a self accountability and self responsibility. We got to hold each other accountable, and when I think that's really the huge breakdown, when this whole dichotomy and this whole battle between Black man, Black woman, is people do not want to be held accountable. And when you call stuff out, when you call it to the carpet, it's you don't accept me, you don't love me, you're not protecting me. No, I'm trying to help you and protect you from yourself, because the way that you're moving is not acceptable. So when women say Black men ain't shit, it's sometimes it very well much so, just like Charlie said, it's some crap cats out here, and we're calling each other out on our crap. And until we can get to a point to where we can hear each other and say, this is wrong, this needs to change, without being offended, we're not going to move anywhere. So back to my original statement, genuinely loving you is not rooted basically on your terms.
Listen, I had a rant some months back, and it specifically stated, um, me helping you is not always going to look like how you want it to look like. Sometimes me helping you looks like something completely different than what you think the help is supposed to look like. So
Facts.
I fully understand exactly what you're saying when you say that. Now, if I could say one thing to Black women about Black men, I would say stop treating dating like Netflix. Before you clicked on that movie, you knew it wasn't worth shit, and you still chose to watch it. So you kind of can't be upset that the movie is trash. You knew that movie was going to be
Right.
trash,
Right.
but somehow you kept watching it. But that also goes for dudes as well. Just because her ass fat don't make her wifey material. Stop putting yourself in bad situations with people that ain't worth being in the room with. I'm just saying, it is what it is. I agree with Sacred Wildfire. You definitely hit a nail in the coffin when you said at the end of the day, this whole war between Black men and Black women, we gotta dead this shit. We have to dead this shit. We all know that it ain't shit dudes and it ain't shit females. We also should know it's some good women and some good men on this fucking planet. You just got to determine, like Hectic said, what are you attracting? If every dude you attract and every chick you attract ain't worth shit, I'm just saying you ain't worth shit either. It is kind of is what it is on that one. You know what I mean? So, all right, we about to wrap this shit down. Hook up. At this time, I'm going to give everybody a chance to talk that shit. Let everybody know who you are, what you got going on, all that fly funky shit. Doc, talk your shit.
Yes, sir. Again, thanks for you all for allowing me to be a part of the platform on this evening. Dr. Eric Coleman. You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. I am the CEO and founder of DCR Consulting LLC, to where I help people self-reflect, take a self-perspective and reflective internal look at yourselves to see how you show up and interact in this world, in society. I do have on August 29th, there is a inaugural men's conversation that will be coming up on Zoom Live, to where we'll be talking about just things concerning manhood, fatherhood, and just how we show up as men in society, and the importance, because how we show up as men is important.
Oh, so me. So me. Oh, Charlie Funk. Thank y'all for having me. You know what I mean. This is a great conversation, and I just want y'all to remember, man. Use
Definitely
your
not
discernment
Charlie.
out there. You know what I
Go
mean.
ahead.
It's on me. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I had
Uh.
the wrong. It was a different camera, but it's on you now. Pause.
Oh, okay. I still see everybody all together. So, but yeah, you can find me on charliefunk.com. It's Charlie with no E. I got my own GPT model. You can use Charlie Funk GPT. You can get a lot of witty, introspective answers to your questions. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all your social media, and of course, all your streaming platforms. So make sure you stream my new music. Go stream the new 3 songs that EP FIFA, Focus for All, and yeah, stay inspired by love, man. Every day above ground is a good one. You might
Where
catch me in the garden, you might catch me in the gym, might catch me in the studio, you might see me standing next to you.
where you from?
St. Pete, St. Pete, Florida. I'm a Bayfront baby, born and raised.
Got you. You got the New Orleans twang with you. That's why I figured I'd ask. Then you got the pimpology in your conversation. I ain't mad at it. Bruce?
What's up? What's up? Listen, I had fun again. This was amazing. This is amazing. I love. This was more therapeutic than anything. I'm sorry I didn't come with any like nonsense today. I just the topic that we were talking about it was epic. I can't lie. I have a podcast. I'm sorry, I have a YouTube channel called Orphanage TV. I have 3 podcasts to chop up. I ain't seen that John podcast, and I seen that John podcast. It's on all DSPs. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, I believe it's the Bruce Charleston, and I also have the handle Orphanage TV on Instagram and also Twitter, and all social media platforms as well. And that's it.
Although this conversation was supposed to come across as a love letter to women, this was supposed to be therapeutic as well for men. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this conversation. Actually listen, not just, oh, what are they talking about? Actually listen, because sometimes we get into, I ain't gonna say sometimes, we are in a space where nobody wants to hear the other side. Everybody believes my side is correct, your side is wrong. Your side is correct, my side is wrong. It makes no sense. And until we actually have conversations that are straight up, flat out, and this is what it is, nothing's going to change. I think the war between men and women, specifically black men and black women, specifically stems from the internet. We hear so much of, oh, these dudes ain't shit, these bitches ain't shit. We hear that so much that at some point you're gonna start believing it. If 1,000 people tell you you ain't worth shit, at some point you gonna feel like, damn, am I really worth something? And that's what's happening constantly, daily. Y'all's algorithm is so full of it that you don't know what to believe at this point. So you say, oh, well, staying single is the best thing for me. It's actually not healthy to be by yourself all the time. Like, I don't know why people think being single for their whole life. Nobody's saying you got to get married, but you need companionship at some point. Like, I'm just saying, like a hug, a touch, a hey, how you doing? Hey, how was your day? A phone call, a text, something. Y'all done got so caught up in, or I'm gonna just stay single forever, that you treating every person you meet as if you're gonna stay single forever, and then wonder why they not treating you like they want to be with you. Y'all gotta make it make sense. Y'all don't even make sense to yourselves, but make it make sense. This is for men and women. This ain't just I'm talking to women. This ain't just I'm talking to dudes. I'm talking to men and women. But y'all already know what's about to happen.
I didn't know if it was going to happen, but a love letter to black women from black men. This is a love letter to black women, but this time I want to speak from a perspective of black men. And brothers, before anyone get defensive, this isn't about blaming black men for everything. It's about accountability. It's about growth. It's about recognition or recognizing that if we want better relationships between black men and black women, both sides have to be willing to listen. But we can start by looking at ourselves. Because somewhere along the line, it feels like we stopped talking to each other and started talking at each other. Social media has turned relationships into a damn gender war. Every day it's black men don't do this, black women don't do that, men are trash, women aren't feminine anymore, men aren't masculine anymore. Everyone has podcast clips, everyone has a meme, everybody has an opinion, but who the hell is actually listening? Because we can't build healthy relationships while constantly preparing for battle with each other. Accountability first starts with ourselves. And black men, we have to do some things to acknowledge that. Sometimes we failed black women. Sometimes we haven't communicated. Sometimes we allowed pride and ego to keep us from saying, I was wrong. Sometimes we confuse being emotionally unavailable with being strong. And sometimes instead of listening to that woman, we're always preparing our defense. That's not communication. Communication isn't just waiting for your turn to talk. Progressive progressive communication means we're trying to move the conversation forward. It means I'm not trying to win an argument against you. I'm trying to understand you, and there's a difference. Black men, we need to become comfortable asking questions like, what do you need from me? Did something I do hurt you? What could I've handled differently? And one of the hardest ones, what part did I play in this? Accountability doesn't make you weak. Apologizing doesn't take away from your masculinity. Saying I understand why that hurt you doesn't mean you surrender your manhood. Sometimes that's what being a grown ass man looks like. But accountability isn't about assigning all the blame to one side. It's about creating enough honesty for both sides to grow. And that requires us to talk about something many Black men have struggled with, and that's our emotional lives. Emotional vulnerability, making room for Black men to be heard. Black men need to feel heard too. We need the space where we could express fear, frustration, uncertainty, disappointment, and vulnerability without immediately having those emotions weaponized against us. Because brothers are crying things too, or carrying things too. And sometimes we're terrible at expressing it. Some of us were raised believing the only acceptable emotion from a man were happiness and anger. Everything else, man up, stop crying, handle your business. So we learned how to survive without learning how to communicate. And now we're adults trying to build relationships with emotional tools no one ever taught us. That's something we have to work on. We can't use our upbringing as an excuse to remain emotionally unavailable. But we also have to be honest about where those patterns come from and how we're going to change them. And that's where mutual grace becomes important. Black women, sometimes we're going to need patience while learning, not excuses, patience. There's a difference. And brothers, we have to give Black women the same grace because some Black women have spent their entire lives being told they have to handle everything themselves. So when you meet an independent Black woman, instead of immediately saying she doesn't know how to let a man lead, maybe ask yourself, why did she have to become that independent in the first place? Listen to her story before judging her survival mechanisms. And ladies, listen to ours too. That's how we start closing this gap. Not through TikTok debates, not through viral relationship podcasts, not through men versus women, through actual conversation. Mutual grace does not mean ignoring harm or lowering our standards. It means recognizing that both Black men and Black women may be carrying wounds, defenses, and habits developed through experience that other people may not fully understand. That understanding matters between Black men and Black women are meant to approach each other not as enemies. And with that, I'm going to close out another wonderful episode of Enlightened Idiots. Catch us every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And with that, we're going to be out of here.